Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. Let me know if you guys could hear me a little bit better or a little worse. I am testing out a new microphone. A lot of people have been saying that the sound quality is too low. So hopefully you guys could hear me a little bit better. If not, again, just let me know and we will try our best. So yeah, smash that like button. What's going on? Stay green. What's up? What's up? Good afternoon, or really just more of like good evening, right? 6 p.m. here in Arizona. We got the NASDAQ market in the green. So I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but let me go ahead and refresh this. NASDAQ market right now is up 0.3%. So what that means is if the NASDAQ market if the stock market were to open right now, we would be in the green, right? So we could see that we're trading. We still have that resistance right around 10,800. We could see that we've been testing this resistance for some time. We're showing signs of a support, which is a great indication. We're not making lower lows or lower highs just yet, but we're definitely not indicating any signs of an uptrend. So definitely something to pay attention to. So tomorrow for our live trading session, a little heads up or a little reminder, if you just joined Learn, Plan, Profit and you still do not know how to watch me trade live, make sure that you watch the first 3 videos within the Learn, Plan, Profit course, and it will explain to you exactly how to watch me trade live tomorrow at market open. If you guys haven't joined our team yet, but you want to, and you've been waiting for a discount, the second link in the description will offer you $150 off, and you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting. So again, friendly reminder, this is our Sunday Stock Talk. This is where we come together as a team and we simply talk about what stocks as of now are good deals, maybe some stocks that are worth investing in. All I know is that as of right now, the NASDAQ market is showing signs of a support. It doesn't mean that we can't sell off. We've seen it many times where the NASDAQ market can be in the green right now, but by the time the market opens, it could be in the red, right? What I'm looking for, and for all those that are part of LPP, just make sure that you guys are aware of this. Tomorrow during the pre-market session, I will be awake right around 4 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I will be seeing if we break above 10,800. If we break above 10,800, I'm going to get ready to take a position in TQQQ, therefore, indicating signs of an uptrend. Because at that point, we should be up over 0.5%, which means that TQQQ should be up over 1.5%. And at that point, if we actually break above that resistance, then at that point, we are showing signs of somewhat higher highs and higher lows, and direction should be in our favor. So one of the things that I want to start off by saying is that I still think that right now is a great time to prepare for long-term investments, right? So whatever long-term play, whatever stock you don't mind buying and holding, I think right now is definitely one of those times where I would consider, right, the market to be very oversold. Look at Apple, right? Apple's approaching $130 a share. Right now it's trading at $138. We have Amazon approaching $100 a share, which is nearly at 52-week lows, and we're trading at $107. We have Microsoft also trading at lows of 230, right? So 228 to be exact. And then we have Tesla approaching. Is it at 52-week lows? If it's not, it has to be pretty close. I'm pretty sure it's at 52-week lows. So I think it's at lows ever since, 52-week lows for sure. So we're at 204. Showing signs of we're not really showing signs of a support. We're just retesting that same previous support range. But I made a video about this yesterday, looking at where we're at right now. And if we were to recover to previous highs, I mean, this is like when Tesla was trading at $600 a share. That's the thing that I'm most interested about. Right now, Tesla is trading at 205, which is kind of hard to take into consideration or kind of hard to put things into perspective for it, because we've never really seen it trade this low since its stock split, right? But what this would look like is if you just do the math, right, you times it by 3. And that's exactly where it would be if it went through a reverse, if it didn't go through a reverse stock split. So right now, Tesla is pretty much trading at $600 a share, right? $615 to be exact. So This is the slowest crash ever. I don't know if you guys have even paid attention to this, but in nearly 30 years, there has never been a worst. Originally, it was in the past 30 years, there has never been a worst half start of the year of the stock market. So the first half of the market, it has never been that bad. It has never been that red for such a long period of time. Now we're going into Q4 approaching 52-week lows. So the market is tough, right? The market is very challenging right now. And this is why when I have the conversations with the different people that message me, I still think, and again, I say this over and over again, I still think that right now is a great time to prepare, right? Preparing does not mean that you have to buy a stock right now. It just means that you create a plan of action that, what if you could only pick one stock right now, which one would you invest in? But also with that being said, a lot of you guys have been seeing the past week to 2 weeks of trading that I've had, and I've been shorting the market more now than ever before. There's a lot of money to be made, right? It doesn't matter if it's a bull market. It doesn't matter if it's a bear market, right? There's always money to be made. The very simple question that you ask yourself is, are you prepared and do you know how to trade in both bull or bear markets, right? We've been shorting the market. We've been going long on the market. Now the market, in my opinion, is oversold enough. And again, it's just 100% my opinion. It's oversold enough that I'm getting ready for my long positions. Even short-term swing trades, we are so oversold that I see there to be more upside potential than downside risk. Can the market continue to sell off? Yes. Am I normally pretty early to a reversal? Yes. I am normally, when I call out that, hey, a reversal is about to happen, I am sometimes a little too early. With that being said, I would rather be someone that is early when it comes down to preparation versus late when it comes down to a reversal, right? And again, I can't stress this enough. Preparing for a reversal doesn't mean that you have to buy. It just means that you have a plan of action. What stock are you buying? When are you going to buy it? What does it need to do? When will you buy more? Those simple questions to ask yourself now, so when the opportunity does present itself, you don't end up, just feeling forced into something, right? Where you can actually take time in advance to prepare. So let's go ahead and get right to it. If you want me to break down your stock, all you literally have to do is share it in the live chat and drop a thumbs up, and I would be more than happy to break it down for you. So, hey, Ricky, can you break down Zim stock? What's going on, Ian? Is it Elon? So I'd be more than happy to break it down for you. ZIM. Let's go ahead and break that down. So it looks like it was super bullish up to the point where it was kind of like mid 2022. It's been selling off ever since. As of right now, again, it's not a bad time to prepare for a reversal. I just do not see, a simple question that I always ask my Learn Plan Profit members to ask themselves is, are you missing out by not being invested, right? There is so much upside potential. Think about this. Put things into perspective, right? It's kind of like, I know that we always feel rushed. Maybe it's just me, but I know that I sometimes always feel rushed of like, I need to get it at the best price point. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you're never going to be a perfect trader, right? Your job's not to be perfect. Your job is to make sure that you enter in effective price points, right? When direction is in your favor. This thing offers 143% ROI. Who cares if you miss out on the first, 10 to 20%? There is so much upside potential that I would rather be someone that's selective and wait for actual direction to be in your favor rather than trying to get in early and then the stock just continues to sell off. So there's huge upside potential. I don't see there to be any reason that you would rush into this. Allow the opportunity to present itself. And it's as simple as setting alerts and adding it to your watch list and following up with it on a consistent basis where you hold yourself accountable. It just comes down to how bad you want it. But yes, I definitely see why you're paying attention to it. Based off of previous patterns, very attractive. Based off of recent patterns, not so much. Simple question you could ask yourself is, are you missing out by not being invested? And a very simple answer to that is no, because it's bearish, it's making lower highs and lower lows, and therefore it's not something that I would personally want to be a part of as of right now. Let's go ahead and break down the next one. So we got BNGOs. Is that bingo? Okay, so I would stay away from this one. This is just my personal opinion, but it's trading at $2.50 or $2.05. Lower highs, lower lows. It does looks like it pushes or pumps for a short period of time, and it has these pumps from time to time. I view this to be too risky. This is like a perfect example of a pump and dump where it pumps for a very short period of time and then it sells off. Again, ask yourself a simple question. Are you missing out by not being invested? No. I would rather be someone that takes action when the opportunity presents itself rather than hoping an opportunity does. So all you need to do is update your alerts, make sure that when it does trigger, that direction's in your favor, and then you can choose to take advantage of it, right? What's going on, Tanner? So we got Netflix is going to be our next breakdown. Netflix, we could see that on the day chart. Now, one thing that you have to take into consideration is that Netflix used to pretty much own all the market space when it comes down to online streaming. That's just not the case anymore, right? We have Amazon Prime or Amazon Videos. We have HBO Max. We got Disney Plus. We got Apple streaming, Roku. There's just so much competition now where the market's becoming very saturated, and I just don't feel like Netflix has its edge that it had before, right? Where it took Blockbuster out of business, and now I feel a very similar approach is coming to Netflix, where they're kind of struggling at this point, not to stay in business, but it's asking the question of, will demand ever be as high as it's been before as competition has really stepped up its game, right? And I think that's kind of one thing to ask yourself, where I do agree that Netflix, no matter what, even at the price point that it's at right now, it's trying to show signs of a support. It's not indicating signs of an uptrend, but there is so much upside potential that you don't have to be perfect with your timing. Just set alerts. If direction ends up being in your favor, then you can always follow up with it. And, if it begins to make higher highs, then choose to make that informed trade or investment decision once the opportunity presents itself. As of right now, the cheap can always get cheaper, and you can see that time or quarter after quarter after quarter, it continues to sell off. Ask yourself a simple question. Are you missing out by not being invested? And if anything, in the past year, you've saved so much money by not being invested. So what's going on, Carlos? Let me go ahead and break that down for you. So TQQQ, very oversold, but the cheap can always get cheaper, right? I view the NASDAQ market to be oversold enough that it could go for a nice short-lived rally. I don't know if this is the bottom of the market, right? It's never about that. All I'm saying is I'm beginning to prepare now for the market to begin to recover. Last week was an absolute bloodbath. We killed it shorting the market. Now I think it's going to be important for us to begin to prepare for the market to recover at these oversold levels. There's more upside potential than there is for downside risk. But with that being said, you always need to take into consideration that the cheap can get cheaper. It's not an if the market will recover, it's a when. And can you tolerate the time that it will take for the market to recover? So let's go ahead and do the next one. So we got Sean asking me to break down SoFi. I appreciate you, Sean, joining our Sunday Stock Talk. Make sure you drop a thumbs up if you feel like we earned it. So all right, so SoFi used to offer this horizontal pattern back here, right? So a nice little support at $15, nice little resistance at $25. Now it's trading at $4.77. The cheap can get cheaper. It's making lower highs, lower lows. It's not showing or indicating any signs of an uptrend. A simple question to always ask yourself. I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but I don't want you to overcomplicate your trading or your investing. Yes, it's cheap, but it could always get cheaper. Are you missing out by not being invested? And the simple answer to this is no. You are not missing out by not being invested. If anything, you're probably saving money in the past couple of months of trading. So videos for kids is asking me to break down Rblx. So what is that? That is Rblx. Rblx. Let me go ahead and break that. Rblx. Here we go. So Rblx looks like it hit highs of 141 during its peak, right? Aggressively began to sell off. And if I'm not mistaken, Rblx has kind of lost its hype, right? I do remember when this thing IPO'd, they had a lot of hype behind it towards the end of 2021. And it's not much of a surprise that it peaked towards the end of 2021. And then we saw this hit of the recession, right? Or the overall higher inflation rate. The market began to tank, and it looks like it's been struggling to show signs of a support. That's definitely not indicating any signs of an uptrend. I could say that because of how cheap it is and how oversold it is, that it's worth setting alerts on if you see that to be something that you see potential in recovering. As huge upside potential, I don't see there to be any reason that you should rush into this. So let me go ahead and break down NVIDIA. What better time to talk about NVIDIA and AMD after what was announced last week, right? NVIDIA was a super bullish what is it called? Micro semiconductor chip manufacturer. It hit highs of 346 towards the end of the pandemic, towards the end of 2021, and it's been selling off ever since. The past couple of months has been pretty rough for AMD and NVIDIA. With the restrictions, with the bans, if you're not manufacturing here in the U.S., we will block you, right? It's insane. It's a very unfortunate series of events, but it is what it is, right? This is why we always talk about the cheap can get cheaper. I still think that NVIDIA and AMD are a great quality. They're great quality companies. Just there's a lot of bad news against them right now. There's huge upside potential, over 200% if it ever were to recover to all-time highs. As of right now, again, all I can say about this is just the stock that I'm setting alerts on. If direction ends up being in our favor, I'll be alerted. If not, then we can allow it to sell off. There's no reason to overcomplicate it. So how many have we done so far? Let's go ahead and do 3 more. How does that sound? So again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, make sure you drop a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and then share your top stock in the live chat. So here we go. I wanted to ask you guys, how does my sound quality sound? Does it sound better than before? Can you guys hear me a little bit more loud? Is it a little bit more loud? Stng, what's going on, Alethea? Stng. Okay. Wow, super bullish, right? All right, sounds great. I like that. I appreciate that, guys. So finally got a new microphone. My microphone before I thought was good, but I guess there must have been an issue. Stng looks like it's been super bullish. It's very overbought. Direction has been in our favor ever since really the start of 2021, right? So Stng now showing signs of previous all-time. What is? Let me look into this. Scorpio tankers. I'll have to look a little bit more into this, but yeah, I mean, it's been killing it all this year, right? Been making higher highs, higher lows. It's very overbought. So I would expect somewhat of a pullback. Oh my God, 300%. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look a little bit more into what this is and why it's been performing so well. It's attractive, right? It's definitely catching my attention because of how bullish it's been during such an uncertain time. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into that. So yeah, no, it's looking really good. So Alethea, I'll follow up with you in the main chat room for Discord. Okay. So I appreciate you sharing this with me. Do I think that, I mean, what I'm thinking right now is it's so bullish, but yes, it's so overbought that I see there to be pullback potential, maybe waiting for it to retest that EMA and to see if we get another bounce, right? There, the margin can be worth it at this point, unless direction ends up being in our favor. I could see this to be a good day trade. Other than that, I think it's a little bit too overbought for my taste, where I would just like to anticipate a little bit of a pullback. So none of the meme stocks are going to recover. I agree. I've said it from the very beginning. You guys can watch my videos back when the meme stock craze started. I was day trading the heck out of it. People got really upset that I was day trading them, but I made sure that I made it super clear, right? I tried to look out for the beginner trader. I always talk to them about like, hey, I don't see this thing lasting a very long period of time. I don't mind day trading it, but I don't want to run the risk of holding it overnight and then it tanking, right? And fortunately, that's the approach that we took. So let's go ahead and do NIO. So I appreciate Jordan, you asking me to break this down. NIO looks like it's about to make new lows. It's selling off with the rest of the market, right? Previously hit highs of around $67 a share, and it's been making lower highs and lower lows ever since then. We're retesting those lows. Yes, it's very oversold. If you want to enter a risky swing trade to potentially be able to run it up to the moving average, as that's been a previous resistance, that's up to you. Just a reminder, when direction's not in your favor, it is much more risky to be able to trade, right? Because you are running the risk of something selling off and making lower lows and lower highs. And again, it's always easier. It's still not easy, but it's always easier to make money when direction is in your favor. And right now, it's just kind of a tough time to do so, right? It is oversold enough that I can see why you're paying attention to it. But again, the cheap can always get cheaper. So just make sure you take that into consideration before you just blindly buy into something expecting it to recover when it definitely does not have to. Hey, Ricky, can you look into play? What's going on, Moses? Yep, of course. Hopefully I earn your thumbs up. on this video. Let's go ahead and talk about Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's hasn't been performing too bad. We could see that we have had a previous support range, right? So a lot of buying pressure here, and then previous resistance range. I like to be a little bit more conservative with my resistance range. Maybe some of you guys would have selected $50, but I view that to only be triggered or hit sometimes. It looks like $45 is more of a common, right? 40 to 45, a more common resistance range. I like that you're focusing on this when it's on the oversold side, so it has some upside potential. It looks like a potential horizontal pattern. So a lot of people like to ask, like, what does a horizontal pattern look like? It's very easy to see on a textbook, kind of harder to see in person or in real life. I think this is a pretty good example. It's very easy to see the low points, the high points, the low points, the high points, the low points, the high points, the low points. If it breaks below this, break of pattern. If it breaks above this, indication of an uptrend, and then you lock in profits at the overbought levels around $45 a share. So it actually looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and break down one more stock. Again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up. So what website is this? This is Webull. This is the trading app that I personally use to trade every day. If you click the fifth link in the description of this video and you deposit $1, you will earn 12 free stocks by using my link. When you deposit $1, you earn 12 free stocks, I earn 1. So it's a win-win. If you don't use my link, which you do not have to, you will only earn 2 free stocks. So please make sure that you are aware of that. You know, you earn 12 if you use my link. I earn 1. So looks like we got, oh, this is a great reminder. You guys are going to see that there's a bunch of like fake Ricky accounts, and these fake Ricky accounts will ask you to message them on WhatsApp and stuff like that. I never use WhatsApp. I never use Telegram. They are all fake accounts. I will never message you first. I offer one thing, and that's learn, plan, profit. I offer nothing else. I don't trade for other people. I never have, and I never will. I never ask for money. I will never trade for you. I offer one thing. If you want to learn how to trade and you want to watch me trade live every day, click the second link. It's $150 off, and it's my LPP group. Everything else is not me. You can send me a message on Discord. That's the first link in the description. Every way to get connected with me is linked down below. Everything else, if they message you, if they pretend like, hey, this is my second account, I don't have a second account. I'm verified on Instagram and I'm verified on YouTube. So please make sure that you are aware of that. They're just spam accounts that are trying to have you send them money through crypto, which I will never ask you to do. So, all right, let's go ahead and break this down. So CELH. All right, here we go. So Celsius has been killing it. Wow, I'm actually very surprised. It looks like this is a perfect setup of a 3 stages of a reversal, right? If you're part of LPP, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now it's a little bit more on the oversold side, where it has pulled back a bit from 118. Now it's testing support at 82. I would set an alert. If it breaks above that EMA line on that day chart, that could be an interesting reversal. If not, just allow it to sell off, because we could potentially sell off down to the moving average and or retest those same lows at $40 a share. But as of right now, it's still selling off. No reason to try to catch a falling knife when there's no indication of a reversal. So what if someone offered you to trade for them for 10%? No, I will not trade for anyone. It's very simple. It's just a no, right? That's not what I'm here to do. I offer one thing, and if you like it, great. If you find it to be a value for you, great, right? If you think that watching me trade live every day would be a value for you, where I share my thought process, you could see my entries, you could see my exits. It's not just me at the end of the day. You know, I do recap videos on YouTube and I show my profits and I could explain it, but how much more valuable would it be to be able to see it in real time? That's where the value is, right? And I'm not right all the time. I make a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes on my Friday live stream, and that was all caught live. So that's the great thing about it, is not only do you get to catch my green days, but you also catch my mistakes and my red days, which is, in my opinion, where most of the value is, right? Being able to see someone put everything that they teach in the course into effect. And again, I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes, but that's the whole thing. I show up every day, and as I make these mistakes, I always try to get better. And that's at least the best that I can do, right? Let me go ahead and I'll do one more breakdown. So that was going to be it, but let me go ahead and do one more. So if you want me to break down your stock, share it in the live chat. So we've definitely done more than 10. Yeah, for sure. All right. ARDX. Let's see how that one looks. Let this be a good one. No, that's not a good one. Super oversold, and it's bad there. All right, here we go. SOXL. We haven't done that one in a while. All right, super oversold, right? Semiconductor ETF. I'd be very careful with this. I would be very, very careful. Very bearish, very oversold. Based off of recent patterns, just no reason to jump into this. I'm going to do another one because this just isn't a good one. Let me do that one. So you kind of put it in the ticker call out format. So we got Victor asking me to break down Microsoft. Microsoft is actually one that I've been considering myself to go into a long-term position. I do see that your plan is to take half a position to start. I would even be careful with half a position. The reason I say that is we talk about different ways to manage your position size, and I never want to say that the way that I do things is the best way because I know that's not the case. I have found it to be more effective for myself, and it's all because of risk management, to try to minimize my initial position. Even half, in my opinion, is too much for your original position because the cheap can always get cheaper, and that's one thing that I always want you to take into consideration. So that's why we always talk about maybe going in with 10% or maybe going in with 20%, but you never want to aggressively enter a position, especially when it's still indicating signs of a descending pattern. I agree that Microsoft is a very valuable company. It's very oversold and has great upside potential. But my biggest focus, right, Victor, to you would be, I just want to make sure that you don't put yourself in a tough position. So if you think that you can tolerate 50%, I would say do it. But if you think that maybe you can do a better job managing your risk by managing your position size, then I think that holding back on how much you buy in the very beginning. Remember, you can always buy more when direction's in your favor. But in the very beginning, I just don't see there to be a reason to rush it, right? We've had 10 months already of the market selling off. Why not just stay patient, right? And that's how I'm going to end it. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live stream. I know there's quite a bit of you that I haven't been able to break down your top stock. I hope that you guys know that, again, any stock that you guys want me to break down, I can always break down for you in our Discord chat. So you can send me a direct message via Discord, and that's that first link in the description, or feel free to follow me and send me a direct message via Instagram, and that's that third link in the description. Friendly reminder, if you guys, again, want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, I only work with my Learn Plan Profit group, and that is that second link down below. And right now we are running a $150 off, which is the biggest discount that we offer for LPP 2.0. I appreciate you guys' time. Sorry, headphone users. I just whacked the crap out of this. But I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that I earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Some of you guys were commenting on my flag. If you guys want to pick up any trading art, trading mouse pads, trading apparel, that is all available at shoptechbuds.com, or the fourth link in the description. And if you like the trading app that I use, that is the fifth link in the description. And if you deposit $1, you will automatically earn 12 free stocks when you deposit $1. I appreciate you guys' time. Hope that I earned your thumbs up. For all of our Learn Plan Profit traders, or if you end up joining over the overnight, I will see you tomorrow at market open for our live trading session. Make sure you set your alarms, and it should be an interesting pre-market session as well. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.